everyone, it's the GC here and welcome back. So, where do I think we are on the chart? Well, before we go into that, I just want to remind you who the GC is. He doesn't work for the team, I'm not paid by the team, I'm just an investor like most of you guys. I've got a reasonable bag to be perfectly fair with you, and I'm interested because I help run the chat because I volunteered to do it. Somebody has to. I'm the one who's kind of always here, always keeping an eye out. But that's as far as it goes, guys. You know, I'm an investor like you guys, and why do I bother? Well, A, I give a shit, and I care about you guys, and B, I care about my own bag, so why would you not? So just thought I'd put that on record, because I have had a lot of shit of late, you know, which I do understand, but, you know, don't shoot the messenger, if you get the meaning. Okay, so where do I think we are in the chart then? So yes, we all know where we came down. We obviously, that was the low around about here at 2843, thereabouts. And since then, what do I feel that we have done? I think we came up in a wave 1, we came down in a 2, we've come up in a 3, we had a little bit of sideways action there in a 4, and we've come up in a 5, and then overall we've had a 1, rather prolonged, oh sorry, I dare say an A, a rather prolonged B, probably an overstretching B, and then we've come down in a C, and that for me is the wave 1 and the wave 2 complete. So if we get a marker on our charts for that, we could say that we have done a 1, we've come down to 2, and then where do I think we'll go next? Well, a wave 3. Now, if I'm correct on that prediction, if we get our trend-based fib tool, let's finish that first. If we get the tool, if we mark the low of the 1, and then down to the 2 here, typically we'd expect to come somewhere around about the 1.618 fib would be typical. Mini football does have a habit of taking us to the 2.6, but we'll go for a minimum of a 1.6. That'll take us about 4750. That would roughly be from here to here. So a little gander what that might look like. Around about 39% pump, if I'm correct. So that would be our next sort of wave up. We'll come then down at a 4, then a 5, and then we'll have a slightly stronger correction, and that'll be the wave 1 complete. We would then have our wave 2, and then we'd start going up quite strongly in a wave 3. That's kind of where I suspect we will be. Now, we are just about, in my opinion, to break out here. Now, we have been holding around about the 3 million market cap. Obviously, we are reliant on BNB, and the market has been correcting a little bit of late, so I'm sure you'll all understand. Now, if I'm correct here, we would come down in an A, a B, a C, a D, and then if this is spot on, you would normally break out the opposite side of the E, which would suggest upwards. So that's where I think we are. So far, everything has worked out quite accurate on the chart. We've got a bit of a head and shoulders here, and we came down to the kind of, you know, if you work that out, around about the right amount. So I think the chart is looking correct. If you look at the MACD on the 4 hourly, we've got a nice turnaround on that there. We're just waiting for the signal line to cross the 0 to obviously confirm that. If we look at the daily, I suspect, yeah, you can see that we came down quite strong here on the MACD, and we've been turning around. We've just had a little bit of a blip, but overall the general trend for the MACD is certainly heading more towards the positive, so that's looking good. On the hourly, we've already had a crossover. We're just into the just past the signal line here, so again that looks quite bullish there. So overall, I think we're in a good place. You know, I don't think we're doing too bad at all. I do expect some news imminently. Not that I know for definite, but it just feels that that's what I would do if I was running the team there. Obviously, a lot does really depend on Bitcoin here. So Bitcoin obviously came down to about the 22.7 mark here. And then it looks like it's just had a bit of upside here. This is called an, I think the correct pronunciation is Chimoku cloud, and it's kind of like resistance. It's like, I can't squeeze through. I'm through, and then that would suggest if if Bitcoin can hold this, you would see some upside, and then obviously the rest of Bitcoin will, the rest of crypto will follow. So that's looking quite promising. I've also been looking at Chiliz, which is another football token, kind of the biggest one that's out there. They look like they're starting to turn around, so that could be a good indicator that we will follow. So that's good. So overall, yeah, I think crypto, it could well be that the low is in. I mean, there's no guarantees. There's people still worried Bitcoin will come down one more low, but all the data just suggests that the low could be in. And if that's the case, I can't see any reason why the developers and the team wouldn't know that. I think that's what they've been waiting for. Bitcoin pumped absolutely massively. We all know that. But what you must understand, if a token pumps, which I think was about 50% overall, wasn't it? Bitcoin. We'll just turn the cloud off here a second so you can see a bit more clearly. So yeah, whenever you get these, these large moves to the upside, you've got to expect some kind of downside. It's got to happen there. You know what I mean? And it still could be that Bitcoin, if this is, say for example, the wave 4, and then this is the wave 1, 2, and then we go up and we'll get some more upside on Bitcoin, maybe to the 27, 28 mark. We could still correct quite strongly, because that's how markets work. You've got to have these corrections, and it's how far these corrections go. If they go too far, then yeah, the bear market's still in. If they drop to a certain amount and then turn around again, that just suggests that the low's in. So that's kind of what people are waiting for, really. So I get why everybody gets super bullish when everything's going up, but yeah, that's usually when people FOMO in, and then as soon as you FOMO in, it's when this happens here, and then you panic and shit yourself, and then sell, and it's all that kind of emotions that goes on. So that's why you have to be super cautious in these things. You have to be invest for your head, and especially for the team. Let's be honest, they're not just looking after their bag; they're looking after the whole project. Because I strongly believe that mini football, as much as I love it, as much as I've got invested, I think this is the last chance that we've got. I think if we do not make it this time round, not necessarily all-time highs, but in general, just a really good, sustained, strong pump. I don't think we'll get another chance. I think the trust will have gone. I think the guys that the true diamond hands have obviously gone through thick and thin. But I think that comes with a do or die mentality. We've already had obviously the all-time high in April. I think it was here. We had a good attempt at it. We kind of got to the same level this time round before the FTX crash. So I think the next major waves up are going to be the deciders, really, and I'm still super bullish on mini football. I've got to say that. You know what I mean? I've got a lot of money personally in it, but I still think it's going to obviously do really, really well. It's still my retirement plan. I'm still believing. I'm still here every day checking the charts and checking the chat as much as I can with my normal work and things like that as well. So yeah, that's where I'm at. GC is fully bullish. He's ready to go. He's waiting for the team. He's waiting for the news. He's waiting for the game. I know it's finished. I know that. But we're just obviously waiting for the team to decide the time is right. Which, if my suspicions are correct and Bitcoin does what I think it will do, I suspect that will be more sooner than later. But remember, the GC is just an investor like you guys. I'm just obviously here to make a few quid, but I can see here by the look on the 4 hourly, it looks like we're just about to break out, which ties in with that MACD there just turning round again. It ties in with Bitcoin potentially turning round as we look at it. So let's go! Come on, mini football. We can do it. We can do it. Let's go.